Hi again, Dr. Janet Benjamin. I had a couple things happen to me over the week, and so I wasn't going to do a video today, but I was going to do one for the week. But interestingly enough, it was something that toxic people in my life did to me, which totally zapped my energy. And I thought, the more I thought about doing the video, the more energy drain I had. And I thought that was a really interesting thing, that the moment you have something really, really important in your life to share or to talk about, then this occurrence with toxic people, and then all of a sudden you don't want to share. Well, I think empowerment means that you need to deal with and or talk about what is happening. And so here it is. So the idea came to me about how we as human beings want to weather the storm. We want to see how strong we are after an occurrence or a situation has happened. And we want to say, well, we learned from that experience and we weathered that storm. And just by definition, weathering a storm means deterioration. So in and of itself, when you have a traumatic event and you just get through it and hunker down and don't do any healing or learning afterwards, that means that you are breaking down and deteriorating and waiting for the next occurrence, but you're depleted. So think about your house as a storm comes in. If you don't continually fix it after a storm, the next storm comes and it just gets worse. So emotions are the same way, interestingly enough. So we want to weather the storm for sure, but we want to have acceptance by working through the traumatic event and then coming out on the other side stronger. So just going through something doesn't make you strong. It just makes you having gone through something. So acceptance and what happened means that you're not allowing that thing to happen. I'm not going to allow the toxic person in my life to continue to be toxic. I am going to accept that that person is toxic, and I'm going to work through it and integrate that emotionally and lean into those emotions. So what I mean by leaning into those emotions is taking that situation and pulling it apart, looking at all angles and aspects of it, and really learning from what has happened. That makes you stronger. Just like your house, you would paint the siding, you would pick up all the debris, you would nail back on boards. Those kind of things are really important, and these are things that we as human beings need to do. So understanding a great technique from Dr. Dan Siegel. He's an author of talking about the whole brain child, but thinking and integrating your entire brain, not just your emotional center and not just your logical center. So he wants you to go through the whole thing and make those connections talk. So you want to take the situation, and what I did was I took the situation that happened to me this week, and it was a financial scare. And so what the learning piece is what are those emotions? How are they affecting me? Who are they affecting? And literally just writing those things out so I can see, my brain isn't guessing. It's not using that information against me and creating more fear. It is actually taking into consideration how that happened, what from my past is that bringing up, and you're writing down simple sentences, nothing, no dissertation, no real thought process in it, but what are the thoughts that are occurring because of this? And it can be silly thoughts like, I'm never going to get to go to Starbucks again, or maybe this will be something that will always occur. So you need to see those as they come up, and writing everything down. Verbal vomit is what I call it. You just write it on a piece of paper. What are all the thoughts about this situation? And as you're working on this piece of paper, it also comes out other thoughts and other emotions and other things as you go down. So I put them in order and then just writing them down. And then as other thoughts come up, you write those down in the thoughts section. So what are the emotions? What are the emotions that are occurring? Because maybe you're sad, but maybe you're really angry. And a lot of us have trouble talking about being angry. What are you noticing? What are you noticing because this thing happened? What is something that may be a fear for you? Where in your body do you feel this? That's a huge part of that self-awareness, right? Well, like that chest tightening, I felt that energy drain. My arms got all heavy. And so just noticing that and noticing that that's a part of this situation. And then it can be separated from all the other situations that have occurred to me. And so not letting someone steal my energy. And even as I came up to put this video on, my energy level started coming back because I knew this was something I had to share. So noticing that that after I was speaking about it and talking about it and writing it down, that the energy in my body changed. The lightness in my chest, the heaviness in my stomach went away. Also, Dr. Siegel talks about what are your perceptions of yourself. Because of this situation, it's really important to go through, what am I thinking about myself here? What are my thoughts about who I am as a person? Well, in this situation, it was, I'm stupid. I didn't realize all these things happened and I allowed this person to do this to me. It's like, no, my perception of myself is I'm an intelligent human being, and then this person does these things because they're toxic. And what are the perceptions of other people? So I may be thinking, well, because he's so smart, he knew how to do this. Well, yes, but then you can understand that and look at it and then start to have a plan about making sure you are stable and centered and focused and taking care of yourself. Because what we try to do with all this information is then try to predict future stuff, what's going to happen next. Well, you can't predict it from a place of emotion. You can predict it from a place of logic. And the way to create more logical space is to integrate those thought processes and make them tangible, make them be seen and heard, and read them out loud and listen to them and understand them, lean into those feelings, knowing that you have these emotions. They're good to keep you safe, but part of the problem is I didn't keep myself safe financially because I didn't know how. And so understanding how now I can feel safe and I can take care of myself and I can do all those things, then it makes it easier for me to talk about it, to think about it, to look at it, and then to shore up that for future reference. Because I could reactively just call and freak out, but that is only going to give the toxic people in my life fuel. And then the final piece of it, which is really important, is to say, what are you doing for yourself because the situation happened? What are you going to do now? What are you going to do to take care of yourself? What are you going to do to make sure that this doesn't happen again? That you are good to yourself and that you are okay. So any thoughts, questions, comments, please let me know. It's been really exciting for me giving these videos because some of my old patients have contacted me and I really miss them. So it's really awesome to have you guys back. And you know who you are because I tell you all the time I miss you. So hopefully you'll have a great week and this will help. If you need any information on it, Dr. Janet Benjamin, it's drjbenjamin.prism, Prism, ranch.com. Please contact me and we can go over any further information. I'm here to help and I'm glad to help. Please take care of yourselves.